Good day to the viewers. My name is Joseph Abio, and we might be wondering how the judges rate the performances or the presentation of an individual or a particular group. But there are specific ways to do judging. There are specific ways to rate the performances and presentations. So one of it is the types of rubrics. So in this particular video, I'm going to show to you and discuss to you about the two types of rubrics. First is the analytic rubric and the second one is holistic rubric. And why are these two being included in our subjects?
It's my life. Lazy. It's my life.
So for the first one is what we call the analytic rubric. So what do you think is an analytic rubric? So it resembles a grid with the criteria for a student product listed in the leftmost column with the levels of performances listed across the top row, often using numbers or descriptive tags. So from the word analytic, right, it talks about details and it talks about description, right? It's a very descriptive type of analysis or rating someone. So that's what we call analytic in a short saying. So here is a few examples of analytic rubric. So what are the disadvantages and advantages of this particular rubric? So for the advantages, analytic rubric resembles or shows weaknesses and strengths of the performer or presenter, while the disadvantage for this is it takes a lot of time because you are going to analyze and rate this particular performer or presenter in a detailed and descriptive way. So yeah, it's really time consuming. So that will be all for the analytic rubric. Now let's proceed to the next rubric, which is what we call the holistic rubric. Now for the second rubric is what we call the holistic rubric. Now what are the difference between these two? So first, let's define what is holistic rubric. So it consists of single scale with all criteria to be included in the evaluation being considered together. Okay, so for example is clarity, organization, and mechanics. So usually they are using not descriptive type of scale, but they are using numbers. So 1 to 4 scale or 1 to 6 point scale. Okay, so when you say holistic from the word holistic, they are judging or rating this particular student in to their overall performance or overall uh, presentation. So here are example of the holistic rubric. What are the advantages and disadvantages of holistic rubric? So for the advantages is it does not take a lot of time because you are just going to rate them for their overall performance or their overall presentation. For the disadvantage is it does not describe or tell or show to these performers or presenters what's their weakness and what's their strength, right? Compared to analytic, it describes strength and weaknesses, which is the most important thing for the performers to improve their work or performances. So that will be all for the holistic rubric. Now,
It's my life.